Good evening and welcome to This Week in Joe's Basement. I'm Joe and this is my basement. And this week we're going to rerun episode 9, Sledgehammer Diplomacy, where we look at race relations between blacks and whites in the real world, striking right at the heart of a difficult and sensitive social issue in the bluntest way possible. We simply went out and we asked black people what they thought of white people, and white people what they thought of black people, and got their answers and compiled them. And sometimes they're astonishing and pretty strange. And check it out. We by no means tried to get a comprehensive, objective, or well-rounded sample. We simply went to the neighborhoods of Hyde Park, Woodlawn, and Uptown, which don't comprise the entire city of Chicago. But I think that the answers we got do illustrate some of the things that are normally suppressed in polite conversation, and hopefully will provoke some reactions in you people out there in television land. And to that effect, we'd like to take, as a viewer mail exercise this week, after seeing this show, if you have any pertinent rebuttal or racial experiences of your own with somebody of a different race than yourself, we'd like you to write in and tell us about it, positive, negative, or whatever. Tell us about your views on race relations in the real world, in the manner and the tone of this show, and write us in about it sometime very soon, and we'll try to make another show out of that. So the viewer mail address will be on the screen for a healthy length of time at the end of the show, about 11:58 or so. And you'll be able to jot it down and write in right now and tell us about it. So, Sledgehammer Diplomacy, episode 9 of This Week in Joe's Basement.
What do you think of black people?
I won't answer that.
Okay, no opinion on that one. Thank you very much. What do you think of white people?
White people, they straight, you know. They just like me, you know.
Okay.
They straight, just, you know, they just stay white and we black, you know.
My opinion?
Yeah. What's your feelings?
I have no opinion.
Okay. Just, so you've never...
They're just people like anyone else.
Okay.
All white people ain't in the same boat, you know what I'm saying? Because like you, I mean, if you was a prejudiced white man, you wouldn't be standing here talking to us, right?
Sure.
So I don't have anything against you. But it's a few of us, see, by us living in this neighborhood, it's a few of them around here that just don't agree with us being here. You see what I'm saying? You could tell the ones that don't want us here, because when they see us walk down the street, they across the street. You see what I'm saying? So those are the ones that just ain't no good for us.
Okay. Well, what do you think of white people?
Classic. That's classic. You know, this is an issue that obviously I have to confront a lot here at the University of Chicago. I am what is termed as a half-breed. My mother is white, but you wouldn't know that from looking at me because you know, skin color is on a you know, chromosome or whatever, and it's inherited independent of either of your parents. And so I'm judged as black by the outside, you know, by whoever. And you know, I have at home black friends. I had to seek black friends. I went to a high school which was all white and in a white community, and they hated me.
Really?
And you know, burnt crosses on my lawn and the whole bit. And I'm here now, and we're in a neighborhood where, you know, Hyde Park itself is surrounded by the south side of Chicago, known throughout the country as, you know, one of the hardest ghettos there is. And so we kind of deal with this urban paranoia thing about, you know, white folks are afraid to get mugged, and they see black people walking, you know, through campus to get wherever, to their jobs or wherever. And there's a real, you know, sense of, you know, the siege mentality. And if you're just looking at the buildings, it's like the Huns are going to attack at any minute. You know, the fact is I'm a student here. and I earned that right to be a student, and I work just as hard or harder, as people who are here, and I'm not on any kind of scholarship, and I don't play football, and I don't do any of that. It's not any athletic ability. What I got here through my own ability, and because of the way I look, I'm judged as, something other, entirely different than what I am.
Mm-hmm. Usually I have a negative vibe toward a white person for the simple fact that, the black person as a man, we consider a minority. I don't consider myself a minority because I'm not in no projects. I can stand for mine. I'm a man before I'm anything. Right. Well, usually whenever I see a white man, when I first just look at him, I'm like, there goes somebody who with a suit and tie, got a job downtown, working good, got the house, and when they broke, they got about a couple of hundred in their pocket. Right. When we broke, we got a couple of quarters or something like that. I mean, it's still an equality as everybody say it is out here. I mean, it's still separated. I mean, it might not be as obvious as it was then, but it's still, we're getting it's racist against us. I mean, people are still, we're still down, okay?
We want to know what you think about black people.
Well, I like the majority of them unless they start messing with me. Like I get hassled quite a bit because of my disability. A lot of them come and mess with me thinking I have some money on me. I get knocked down quite a few times out of that. Other than that, I think they're all right. As a matter of fact, I have a godson that is quarter Polish, quarter German, and half Negro, and I love him.
So you don't make a distinction in black and white?
No, not really. I believe everybody's a human being. We get cut, we're all bleed red. Everybody's human. We should all try to get along together. If we did that, the world would have a lot less problems.
I think I'm as just human, just like me. I'm black, just with a different color of skin. That's about it.
Right. But you find there's a difference in the way you're treated by white people as opposed to black people?
Well, they haven't treated me wrong in no kind of way.
Never?
Never. I ain't never had no static with no white person.
To me, nothing wrong with white people. I love them just like I love the blacks. And I wouldn't mind marrying one of them. Hey, and then again, ain't nothing wrong with the people by their color. Yo, mama one. All right, now. There's nothing wrong with people of the opposite color because we're all human beings and all that. But like I said, I wouldn't mind marrying one of them.
But I don't have nothing against white people until they do something to me. But as a lot of my brothers around here now, like I say, they do us wrong. They do. Because our skin is dark and, it shouldn't even be like that. We try to talk to people and and say things to people, even with the police, like they stop us. Yeah. It could be a group of white boys walking down the street doing the same thing we doing. They a soccer team, a volleyball team, but when we walk down the street, we a gang.
What do I think white people will say? I think they'll say, oh, hey, I'm not prejudiced. That's what white people always
just say, oh, they're fine.
I'm not prejudiced. You'd be talking about prejudice, and white people, the first thing that they think they need to do is justify. I'm not, it's not me, it's everybody else.
What's my opinion of black people?
Yeah.
They're fine.
Okay.
Of black people?
Yes.
Okay, but I'm black myself, can't you tell?
Well, you can,
No.
He's got me flustered.
What do you mean? What do I think of black people?
Oh, what's your general opinion? Just honestly, straightforward.
I don't have an opinion about black people based on the fact that they're black.
So basically, everybody's the same then. I mean,
pretty much.
Okay, I think that white people are people just like all God's people. But unfortunately, things have been happening from white people to colored people that have made things pretty bad. For example, the slavery situation with blacks, what was done to the Indians, Europeans totally have been dominating third world people. Okay, so there's a problem there. Now, white people because black people are no lesser than white people. We're not less than white people, but white people have made the world like that. So within white people's minds, to me, they have to come off that pedestal and accept that we're on even terms with them. Okay, that's number one. If white people want to do that, then everything's going to be fine. But if they don't, I think the world's headed for some serious chaos.
I don't have nothing against white people. It's just some of them be treating me like. Some of them rude. Some of them are rude, like they prejudiced in my school.
What kind of things do they do or say that enforce?
Every time a black person say something, they be like, yeah, again, black people. That's how black people is.
Can I get another comment?
What's wrong with black people? Just because we another color. Sometimes I think, what's the purpose of this? Why we gotta be like? Why does it have to be like this?
How do you think black folks feel about you?
Just like they don't like white.
All of them?
Most of them don't.
Do you like white people?
Hi. Or not just what's your opinion of?
What do you think about white people?
Do you agree with them? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, what? I mean, how do you feel about them? Do you hate them? Do you like them?
I like them, What?
Thank you. I'm like walking down the street. I'm sure it don't happen to every brother. You know, a white lady be in front of you or something with a purse, and you walking, might be late at night or something, and she grip that purse like her life. You know.
So you think in general white people are afraid of black people?
This is like Hyde Park is like the suburbs. You know, the south side of Chicago is like a suburb because it's so many and it's integrated. You know, it's so many black and whites. You know, and it's like white people still generally when they see it like this, they're scared.
So it really doesn't matter the color of the people. What matters are the feelings. That's what I think.
And you come in contact with a lot of blacks and whites?
Not really. I hardly. Just in school, when I was going to school, I used to, talk to a lot of them, But not anymore. I really don't have any friends that are black, But I don't think anything bad about them. The fact that.
How do you think they feel about you?
Oh, well, that's a different story. See, because when I was going to school, some of them used to look at me down as okay, he's nothing, he's not black. They used to, criticize us or maybe pick on us, if you want to call it that.
Is there a story you'd like to tell us that kind of illustrates how your experiences have been with blacks?
Oh, it's been pretty bad. 99% has been bad. 99% of it has been bad.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, can you tell us about a specific example of a bad situation you've been through?
You want to see the arm?
How'd you get that?
Huh?
How did that happen?
Like?
You got in a fight?
Huh?
You got in a fight?
A fight? There was no fight. Heck, I didn't say nothing. I didn't do nothing. I got shot through the arm.
You just got assaulted?
Right. That's what happened. I mean, you would see it. Shot me right through the hand. And this is, it's kind of mean. It's like, no, that, oh man, I don't even like to talk about that no more. I just don't want to talk about things like that because what I'm going to do is to take a vendetta and go after these people. I have to do that. I think I have to go after them.
I think that it's the duty of I think every black person. Part of the duty is learn to live with white folks. Yeah. We don't have a choice anymore, and it's not about us and them anymore. It's about who is educated and who is not, and who is afraid and who is not. And by being here at this primarily white and Asian institution, as a black male, some of the people that I've come in contact with, this is the first time dealing with a black person. And what I try and do, and what I think black people need to do on the whole, is present themselves in a fashion that says, no, I'm not going to kill you, no, I'm not going to rape you. The things you see on TV are not necessarily true. Mm-hmm. And that's our job, because there, despite what Reverend Farrakhan says, and despite what a lot of separatists and real militants would have us do, that's just not going to come to pass. Farrakhan says, there's this conspiracy against the black man. I don't think white folks are smart enough to get it all together, to just genocide. I don't think it can happen. And I really think that's unnecessary paranoia.
I deal with everybody objectively and openly. But if they disrespect me, I tend to be more volatile towards white people if they disrespect me.
Than you do toward black people.
Yes, I agree. So maybe that shows a little bit, maybe it's a little sign of racism. But I saw a show last night to talk briefly on BET. The name of it was Our Voices, and it talked about Farrakhan was on it, Minister Louis Farrakhan, and he was showing the real situation, that white people, they gotta accept black people as real people, and everything will be straight. You know what I'm saying?
Some white people are different from each other. Some are racist and some are not. So I don't have anything against white people. Only ones that are devils that do evil things.
What's wrong with the color?
Nothing.
Is it like all white people is like they treat us different? They treat us like
They judge other people by the color of their skin.
Yeah.
Some white people are prejudiced.
Everybody the texture of their hair want to be nappy.
You gotta hear you, nigger.
Not all. Not all. Some, not all.
We ready already. Never ever in my life prejudice against another color, because I give all respect, especially to my mother. You may be white and maybe I be black, because I speak the truth, never fiction or fact. I'm through.
All right. Yeah.
But one time, I was on the elevator downtown up in the water towers, and I was the only black on the elevator, and I broke wind, but all the white people looked at me like I was an alien, but you only human to pass gas, right? Right?
I do it myself all the time.
Right. Everybody can fall.
Hey, give me about a minute. And
you'll let one loose.
When you be on the elevator or something, like when I be going to the clinic, when I be going to the hospital for my kid, for her or something, I be on the elevator, and then. But they don't be the white people stop. They get off on because I'm on there.
Right.
Look at the black people like, let's go. Like they be, don't laugh at me or nothing, because I'm kind of scared of them.
Oh, okay. Of white
because,
people?
Because when I'm on the train, I'm going like far out, and I'll be the only black person on the Illinois. They bury prejudices out there. Yeah. I'll be scared like they gonna kill me or something because I'm the only black or something. They be doing.
Have you had any situations where they've either said or done something that no?
I don't think it's so much conscious prejudice as unconscious. I think that there are things that kids have just grown up with and have seen on TV and gathered from experience that may or may not be true, and they haven't had the opportunity to challenge them and confront them with members of the race who who those stereotypes are about. I think it's not so much prejudice as ignorance. Okay. That's the problem. And I think, because people will say to you, if you're black, is this true about you, or is this, the way you live, or whatever. And I appreciate the candidness, and I really appreciate the opportunity to set the record straight as far as I'm concerned. But it's a real shame that in the 1990s that I should have to be answering those questions at all anymore.
And I mean, anytime you see a black man on TV, he's in handcuffs, And anytime you see a white man on TV, he done saved somebody's life or something like that. I'd rather like to see more of my brothers instead of looking bad like we just hoodlums going to jail and all that. I like to see some brother, hey, he just did something good, not just something bad happening, I mean, we publicize that a black person as niggas or whatsoever. We're just bad people,
I got a difference between black people and niggers. Niggers are gangbangers. Black people are people who have respect for other people. That's my difference between blacks. I like black people, niggers I don't like. Like I said, some have respect, some don't. Some are just as bad as the other ones. Some are just, some are cool. You can walk up and talk to them like you can a normal person. I mean, it's just depending on who you run into, that's all. Like, ask this guy, right, Rich? Tell him, man. Ask him, man. What's your thing?
Hi, we're asking your buddy here what he thinks about black folks, and we're going to ask you the same thing.
Don't like them.
Hey, you don't like him. That's, some people have different opinions. He's more of a, he don't have a difference. He don't like blacks, period, I got a difference between blacks and niggers. See, every black to him is a nigger. To me, there's a difference. There's a black person and a nigger. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way I was raised, man. My mom and dad, well, really my dad, he was like that, I've always heard nigger come out of their mouth, so I was pretty much just ran into that. That's all. Like her, she's a nigger.
Black people, sometimes, when I be on the bus and stuff, sometimes I be on the bus and they be all rallying and stuff. They be making themselves look bad. That's why That's why white people.
Right.
I'm talking
Like when you
about
be on the
white people
elevator,
black folks really act like niggas. They really act like niggas. That's why they be called niggas. They really act like niggas. Cause I know I can act like one myself.
But can I mention this?
You know, that's not. It's not called for.
Why do white people have a word for black people and black people don't have a word for white people?
Oh, it's a lot of words black people got.
What's the purpose of calling each other different names?
They just won't say it, but
but
see,
what's the purpose?
if all white, if majority of white people reacted like y'all, you know, y'all pretty nice guys, y'all all right. Maybe the world would be a perfect place.
I think it's the utmost of white people. You know how some the white people that think they got it
got money.
Those the ones that act, funny.
I got a thing like we got athletes, entertainers, we got mega bucks. They're gonna have to make a stronger contribution. They're gonna have to utilize their funds. And we got to root out the evils. If somebody don't want to do what it takes for our community to strive, we got to do something about ourselves. And plus, we need reparations just like the Japanese also. That would help. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want to give us reparations because they already feel like we're animalistic anyway, because we do exhibit characteristics that don't stand up as dignified people. You know, so that's on us to wake up too. You know?
In my opinion, as far as the white man holding the black man down at this present time, there has been a time in our existence in America that was very prevalent. But now, that is not the case. What's holding us down now is black-on-black situations. When a woman or an older person comes out of this currency exchange, just like other currency exchanges in the cities, if you have 15 robberies, 14 and a half of them are committed by blacks. So where does the white man come in there? He's not there. The black has to stop hurting each other, committing self-genocide with violence, with gangs, with this drug abuse, this teen pregnancy, this economical sleep that I call it, and educate ourselves and make some total economical struggles and strives in order to be respected. No one's going to respect you if you've not prepared yourself to endeavor in this society here.
But I mean, if not the black man bringing the drugs in, wherever you selling drugs at, the person that's on top of that usually gonna be the white man. Regardless of what you're doing,
brother man said something.
Hey, the white man got their hands in everything you do. Everything you do. I mean, it's a few black-owned businesses, but it should be more, you know. I mean, I like to see a black person owning something, having their own way. They don't have to listen to anybody else but themselves. They're their own boss. I mean, I work for a black man, and I'd rather fight. Hey, when it comes to fighting, I'd rather fight a white man before I fight my brother, regardless of any gang banging issue or anything. I just like to see a brother have their head on his shoulder and I help another brother out like he my own blood brother.
I live in a dorm, and there are 5 other black kids out of like 200 people in my dorm, you know. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you do feel isolated, and you do feel drawn to, you know, people who you have that common ground with. You know, it's just, you can just bitch about it. Can I say that?
Sure.
Bitch?
You can say bitch.
Y'all got editing machines, you just edit it out anyway. When you engage in an activity that other black people don't have common ground with, for example, coming to college, you know, like a lot of my friends haven't gone to college, and they love me still, you know, and they're still my friends, but they don't understand that, and I go home and talk with them, and it's, you know, there's this common ground has been lost, right? And there are other black people, and I've seen it happen to people who, when they go to college, or when they get a job, or when they decide that they want to listen to, you know, Erasure instead of Eric B. and Rakim, you know, they're called Blood Traitor or Oreo or whatever, and, you know, are cast out from their own race. But it's just because they've lost some common ground with people, and the understanding is less. Yeah. It's really difficult to walk the line between being grounded in your race and in yourself, and being able to reach out to other people and say, this is who myself and my race is.
My brother's out here with me, and we all gonna stick together, you know. But I mean, hey, generally to me, the white man, hey, you know I am, you know, I preach my life on. I mean, hey, I talk to my brothers, we sit down and talk about a lot of stuff. We sit and talk about school, what we want to do, further our education, further our lifestyle, and whatsoever. We want to roll around in our building without having to slang dope or whatsoever. But I mean, we're gonna do what we gotta do to survive. So if we have to slang dope, we're gonna do that. If we have to rob, we're gonna do that.
That's right.
And hey, if we can work, we'd rather do that.
That's right.
Some white people have black in there. Some white people is so nice and kind, but some of them could be so nasty.
That's true. What do you think it means
Get
to have black in you? What does it mean to you to have black in you?
Like having black in you is like Yeah, man, let's go party, man.
You'll find this very interesting because I like black people a lot. My friends basically think that I'm black at heart. I'm a graduate student here, but yeah. In fact, I have a rap. My name is Mop, and I want to be black. The pigmentation, the only thing I lack. I want to relax and just do some cess. And taking care not to make a mess. Then the chorus goes, that Mop, he think he black. Anyway, yeah, so it's good living in this hood, you know? It's like someday I'll write the rest of that rap later on.
Oh, could I ask you to sign this real quick?
It just ain't right. We all should be, you know, better and hang out, you know.
See, to me,
we pay our money to do whatever, you know, just let us have our fun, you know.
To me, the white people in Hyde Park is the coolest white people I've seen in a long time.
I'd like to ask you what you think of black people.
They're straight. I go out with one and shit. I ain't got no prejudice towards them and shit, you know. They're just the same thing and stuff. Color's, you know, color's just another thing, you know. Don't mean nothing.
Okay, and what do you think they think of you?
Same thing. I mean, ain't everybody prejudiced? Mostly, I mean, I'm white and stuff, but a lot of whites are prejudiced, and a lot of blacks just, you know, aren't, you know. There's more straighter than white people. I'm white myself, you know.
What do you mean by straight?
Like, you know, they're not prejudiced. A lot of black people aren't prejudiced. Mostly white people are prejudiced. You know.
And you have a lot of black friends, you said, and a black boyfriend?
Yeah. I get along with them, they get along with me.
In a white society, black males, one of the first things you have to learn how to do is fight. And that's, you know, because that's the way you have to deal with it. And you have to draw the line and say, look, if you call me this, I'm busting you up. If you call me this, I'm busting you up. And there just is no middle ground. And I think that's dissolving because my brother has to fight less than I did. Yeah. You know, and he goes to the same school district that I went to. But it's still there. And I mean, it's just time. It's just really time for all that to end. There's just too many problems and too many things that need to be faced for the division to remain there anymore.
Okay. I want to know why it's a black man and a white man fighting each other. We all got the same kind of blood. We all got the same kind of insides inside our body. Why is we fighting? Instead of all of this prejudice, we should come together as one. Unite together. We are all God's children. We should come together as one instead of being all apart.
Get a media some respect and turn your hat straight. All right?
Wherever you selling drugs at the black man, on top of that, you gonna be a white man. Regardless of what you doing.
Present themselves in a fashion that says, no, I'm not going to kill you.
Hey, the white man got their hand in everything you do.
Are not necessarily true.
How are you looking at it?
Because
I like to see a black person on this side having their own way.
They got a word for black people.
A lot of separatists and militants.
I mean, you know,
how long, what would you say black folks in this area think about white folks?
Like I said, some have respect, some don't. Some are just as bad as the other.
Do you still think it's a motivating attitude saying white students at this university that they are prejudiced?
Depending on who you run into, you can watch out for it.
A majority of white people
This neighborhood's wild. It's been wild ever since I've been here. The Hesse guy got shot.
Any essential difference in the way that you perceive white folks' treatment of you and black folks' treatment of you?
I get treated about the same. Ask this guy, right, Rich? Ask him what you want to ask.
All right, we're asking everybody here what he thinks about black folks, and we're going to ask you the same thing.
I really appreciate the opportunity to set the record straight as far as I have.
He don't have a difference. He don't like blacks, period. I got a difference between blacks and niggers. See, every black to him is a nigger. To me, there's a difference. A black person is a nigger.
That's a hard thing because what is so many black and white, you know, race negativity.
My mom and dad, well, really my dad. I've always heard niggers.